Reid.
So I'll say this was introduced quite a while ago. This is now this item's third time appearing at council. It went to Human Services Committee. It's gone through the process that the current public process that we have, and it hasn't. There was no special order of business. It went through every single step that we currently have in place, and it's been actually held. Again, this is the third time this has come before council. I think at some point we have to. At the last meeting, we got inundated with emails that said, "Oh, please do not put food trucks on the lakefront because the food trucks will bring pollution and noise and trash and all of these things." And so in an effort to, it made my progressive heart beat, and I thought, all right, let's see if we can hold off on that larger change, the food trucks and the generators and all that stuff, and we can go through that longer process, but let's move forward with something. And we're not talking about building new structures on the lakefront. We're not talking about committing ourselves to anything that is permanent. What we were talking about is vendors who are in many cases likely the folks who are. This is a very low barrier for entry as far as opening and operating a business. These are people who will have human-powered push carts, and we've seen what I've seen from folks in our community. Councilmember Kelly had a flyer going around in her ward over the weekend that said that we don't want to turn, and excuse my language, we have kids, it's not that bad of a word, we don't want to turn our lakefront into Taco Bell hell. And to me, when I think about someone saying we don't want to turn our lakefront into Taco Bell hell, when I think about the folks who are operating push carts here locally within the Chicagoland area, I typically think of folks who are Latino, right? That's who typically operates these push carts. And so to me, that indicates where some of this may be coming from. This exclusivity and wanting to keep things the same and exclude folks from the process. And so, I think we should move forward with this. This is not a permanent change. I did not propose, nor did any council member propose for action anything other than the food trucks and the push carts at this point. So staff has lots of ideas that we have the ability to either vote for or not vote for. But this is just push carts, human-powered push carts at our lakefront. And I think we should be able to move forward with this and test it and to see, what some of the concerns are, so we can be able to next year not work in purely hypothetical terms, but in real terms. And so I'm hoping that Alderman Newsom doesn't actually make that motion and move it forward. And I hope enough of my colleagues do not support holding this. I think we should move forward with it and have the opportunity over the next few years and over the next year to make amendments to make this better. Push carts is not going to be an end of the world thing. So I hope we can move forward on. I spoke to Director Ogbo about this, and he agreed that it was a possibility that hopefully when we pass this tonight, one of the things that folks in my community asked for, the 8th Ward, the lakefront doesn't belong to any particular ward, it belongs to the entire city. And folks in my community are extremely excited about this, the prospect of this. One thing I'd like to see, and that I've gotten feedback from, is that as we're promoting this, because we understand the culture here locally and what communities tend to, operate the push carts more so, I think I want to ensure that we translate all of the documents, the license, and as we advertise this and put it on the city website, translate it to Spanish as well, so it's available to the entire community. And I want to ensure in the memo, I do see that it's not in the ordinance, but I do see staff is proposing that the license for the push carts would be $500. That was not the license fee previously. The license fee previously was much lower than that. And so I would love to see that dollar amount, at least for the first few years, for those of us who are kind of familiar with we want to know what we have first before we start charging a lot of money for it.
Councilmember, that's your 5.
All right, so I will wrap up there, but I'll wrap up there. Thank you.